The necessity for discipleship. Acts chapter 5 verses 22 to 42. In today's reading we hear of miracles performed by the apostles through the divine power granted to them by God. Winston Churchill once defined a fanatic as someone who can't change his mind and won't change the subject. That's exactly what the apostles did. They wouldn't change their minds, and they didn't change the subject. Discipleship is a powerful and divinely gift given to all Christians, but some use the gift better than others. In verses 22 to 26 we read, "But when the officers came, they did not find them in the prison, and they returned and reported, 'We found the prison securely locked and the sentries standing at the doors, but when we opened it we found no one inside.' Now when the captain of the temple and the chief priests heard these words, they were much perplexed about them, wondering what this would come to. And someone came and told them, 'The men whom you put in prison are standing in the temple and teaching the people.' Then the captain with the officers went and brought them, but without violence, for they were afraid of being stoned by the people." I find it interesting that the council didn't seem to recognize, as a miracle, the fact that the apostles escaped from a locked prison and the sentries didn't notice. Evangelization is the preaching of the gospel, by a disciple who is attempting to convert others to Christianity. The apostles were living out their commissioning when Jesus told them to, Matthew 28 verses 19 and 20, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you." Discipleship is vitally important to the continuation and growth of the church. A young boy about 7 years old went to Disneyland with his family, but in the excitement of going on all the rides, he was separated from them. He was having such a wonderful time that it was quite a while before he realized that he was lost. When he discovered the predicament he was in, he at first figured that he could find his way back to his family. But, after a time, it finally hit him that he didn't know where he was going or how to get there. He was lost, really lost. The same is true for unbelievers. They may not know it yet, because they may still be having a wonderful time, but they are lost all the same. Sooner or later, it's going to hit them that they don't know where they're going or how to get there. 2 things were necessary for the boy to be reunited with his family. First, he had to recognize his condition. Second, someone had to show him where he could find his family. So, too, in evangelism the Holy Spirit will first convince individual that they are lost, but we as Christians are commissioned to be Christ's disciples and show them the way of salvation. Today we see the apostles model this discipleship, through the evangelization of those in whom they come in contact. They were persecuted for their beliefs, by being beaten, but they rejoiced in the persecution, because of what Jesus had said, Matthew 5:11 and 12, "Blessed are you when men revile you and persecute you, and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for so men persecuted the prophets who were before you." You might not be beaten for your beliefs, but you surely will be persecuted, shunned, or ignored by those who are having too much fun living a life without God. Have the courage of the apostles, be a disciple of Christ and remember his words, "Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven."